What's up, my gods, my kings, my Uchihas, my Vegetas, my Gokus, my Narutos, my shit, Sasuke's, Itachi's, you know what I'm saying? My fucking Shishuis. What up, man? You know, open up this conversation with cosmic peace, cosmic love, you know what I'm saying? Inner strength, gratitude, and abundance, you know, particularly inner strength, valuing your inner strength over your lustful desires. So, the title of this video is, what the fuck is the title of this video? Let me see. Okay, right. Your power doesn't come from short-term pleasure. I'll be writing this shit in my notes, man. And I just want to say as a fact, you know, I feel like that though because just from experience, like I didn't feel powerful from short-term pleasure. I didn't feel like a god. I didn't feel like who I'm supposed to be, who I always was, and who I will continue to become. I didn't feel like none of that shit, you know what I'm saying, when it came to short-term pleasure. And with like short-term pleasing myself through, I guess, short-term validation too. Like when you rush shit, when you try to take shortcuts and you don't really cherish, you know what I'm saying, or appreciate shit in the moment, or even long-term thinking, like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this shit long-term, I'm gonna take my time with this. Like that type of mentality is like a different type of awareness somebody would have to get to, and then realizing that and then applying that is a whole different ball game too. So just to get back on topic with short-term pleasure, changing that shit, changing the way you think, and start thinking about long-term pleasure with things that are more meaningful and will give you more of a like return on your investment, so to say, or like more of a inner fulfillment, you know, inner blissful feeling. And that could go with anything, like, you know, your craft, your hobbies, the gym, you know, relationships, anything that you find um, positive emotions connected to, you know what I'm saying? And you get a dopamine from, you know what I'm saying, some type of dopamine hit. Like I know when it comes to intercourse and um, intimacy, I value intimacy more now, damn near only intimacy for real, over intercourse, just because like that's really more so diving into that long term dopamine hit, you know, for me. And I know just for intercourse and when you release your seed, you just you don't gain anything. You don't become more um, of all the benefits or all the positive feelings and emotions. You don't get, it doesn't amplify after you release your seed, especially if there's no purpose behind it and you're not bringing in a powerful soul such as like yourself. You're not bringing a powerful soul into this realm. So it's really like, you might as well just, you know, get to work on yourself and get to a certain level to when it comes to self-awareness and things that you value. Like one of the things I value is inner strength, you know, over lustful desires. You know what I'm saying? Another thing now is the intimacy. And intimacy could be, you know what I'm saying, like looking into your lady's, your goddess or your queen eyes, you feel me? And y'all could be in bed and instead of, you know, having sex, you know, y'all just connecting through your eyes and, you know, y'all probably saying positive affirmations to each other, or you're saying, you know, certain positive affirmations or romantic things to her. Intimacy could just be, you know, cuddling and, you know, other things, you know, so I ain't finna get deep into it, but other things than just, you know, having intercourse. And that shit raw as hell, you know what I'm saying? And you keep your seed, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Value other things outside of just releasing and outside of just using her as an object and, you know, having just random ass, no meaningful sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and your energy just gonna amplify more, and then, you know, she gonna return the energy back, you know what I'm saying? Y'all both keep y'all life force, y'all juices flowing, and the fucking relationship gonna be powerful as fuck. Like, I value celibacy as well. I value, like, you know, abstinence more so if you want to be technical. I don't really be going by the English language for real. That shit that shit low vibrational, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent. Like, that shit really ain't, you know? So, but yeah, like a better words, abstinence, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's like, bro, just start valuing more stuff in your life than short-term pleasure, you know, because once again, you don't gain shit from just short-term pleasures. You gain so much from long-term pleasures, the stuff that you have to work for, the stuff that you got to put work in, and, you know, the inner work that you do for yourself and the self-love that go into it. You know what I'm saying? The positive affirmations that go into it, the reminders for days you don't want to do it. and you don't feel like doing the shit that goes into it. The days that nobody's, the times and moments when nobody's watching, the days that nobody gives a fuck and nobody's watching or clapping for you, that goes into it. The consistency that goes into it. You standing for something every day, showing up for yourself, that goes into it. Your self-development, your character development journey, that goes into it. All these things goes into it when you valuing long-term pleasures over short-term pleasures, man. You know what I'm saying? Taking away certain shit, you know what I'm saying? Cutting out distractions and things that you don't gain shit from, you know what I'm saying? Once again, like random ass intercourse, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit it always gonna feel good. That's what it's supposed to do. But if you're utilizing it in the wrong ways, like short-term pleasure, you're not gaining nothing. This is why a lot of guys feel like, shit, they feel like they missing a piece inside of themselves. They feel shameful, they feel sad, they feel depressed, they feel drained, they feel like they can't perform at the same level they was just at before they released. Now that they released, they can't perform like how they was when they was retaining. There's a lot of things that come with that short-term pleasure that doesn't equals like a trajectory that goes up. It doesn't equals success in a way, lack of other words. So it's like, it's definitely hard, but it's easy to grasp, and the hard shit be worth it. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily gotta like put in the hard work. You know what I'm saying? You work smarter, and you start observing rather than reacting, and you go within. You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking for shit in the external realm. You know what I'm saying? Always go within first. Always check in with yourself, and always love yourself. So short-term pleasures are never worth it, bro. Like, just think of all the times you had, you went and you entertained short-term pleasures, bro. Like, was it worth it? Down the line, was it worth it? In the moment, was it worth it? Next day, was it worth it? Does it align with your greatest version? Was it worth it in that regard? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, 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 and no. Like, you just check it off the list. Like, no, 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 no. Like, I feel like this, and I wish I would have felt like this. I wish I would have kept it. You know what I'm saying? Why do I feel like this, and this, and this? When I thought before, like, that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth it. It's not a beautiful lifestyle to be living, for short-term pleasures. So, that's just my thoughts on it. And I open up this conversation with, cosmic peace, cosmic love, inner strength, gratitude, and abundance, and I ended on the same way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep y'all seed. Keep being strong, continue to be strong, continue to build your empire, continue to stay focused on your purpose, continue to protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your seed, be safe but stay dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Or be safe and stay dangerous, and keep valuing your strength over lustful desires.